What if the best way to exercise wasn't about burning calories or logging endless miles, but about aligning with how our DNA was built to move? We are descendants of sprinters, lifters, and hunters, not marathoners. Our ancestors survived by short, explosive bursts of movement, chasing, lifting, climbing, and carrying. Yet today, we jog on treadmills for hours and wonder why our hormones crash, our metabolism slows, and our bodies store fat. In this episode, we'll uncover the biochemistry of movement, why anaerobic activity, not long-distance cardio, mirrors our evolutionary blueprint and optimizes our mitochondria, hormones, and longevity. Before we get too deep into this topic, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. This will help bring the truth about health and healing to the thousands of people who need to hear this message. Now back to the episode. From an evolutionary lens, humans evolved as persistence predators only in part. But the dominant survival advantage was explosive capability. Hunting often required bursts of sprinting, jumping, and throwing, actions that depended on anaerobic metabolism. Our muscle fibers reflect this. Type 2 fast twitch fibers dominate the ability to produce power, fueled not by oxygen but by stored ATP and phosphocreatine. Early humans rarely jogged for hours. Endurance was a tool of migration, not daily survival. Sprinting, climbing, lifting, these triggered profound myokine release and hormonal surges essential to survival and adaptation. When we move like our ancestors, we awaken those same genetic pathways. When we train like modern endurance athletes, we often suppress them. At the cellular level, the difference between anaerobic and aerobic exercise is not just oxygen, it's fuel source and signal. Aerobic exercise uses oxygen to convert fatty acids and glucose into ATP within the mitochondria. It's efficient, slow, and endurance-based. Anaerobic exercise, in contrast, occurs when oxygen delivery can't meet demand. The muscle cells rely on glycolysis, breaking down glucose into pyruvate and then lactate, producing ATP rapidly. This process, though shorter, triggers massive biochemical signaling. It upregulates AMPK, adenosine monophosphate activated protein kinase, enhancing mitochondrial biogenesis. It activates PGC1 alpha, the master regulator of energy metabolism. It stimulates myokines, small proteins released from muscle that influence fat burning, brain function, and immune balance. So while aerobic activity burns calories during exercise, anaerobic activity transforms your metabolism long after you stop. Modern research reveals that skeletal muscle is not just for movement, it's an endocrine organ. Every contraction releases myokines, signaling molecules that communicate with the brain, liver, fat tissue, and even immune cells. During high-intensity training, dozens of these molecules flood the bloodstream. Irisin, which converts white fat into metabolically active brown fat. IL-6, interleukin-6, which in this context acts as an anti-inflammatory signal, improving insulin sensitivity. BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which enhances neuroplasticity and cognition. Myonectin, which promotes lipid metabolism in the liver. In short, every sprint, every heavy lift, every explosive effort sends biochemical messages that remodel your body toward resilience, leanness, and brain health. When you push your body anaerobically, you ignite one of nature's most powerful hormonal storms. Let's break it down. Testosterone surges, promoting protein synthesis and muscle repair. Human growth hormone, HGH, increases dramatically, mobilizing fat for fuel and stimulating tissue regeneration. Epinephrine and norepinephrine spike, sharpening focus and increasing heart contractility. Cortisol rises transiently, but post-exercise, its levels fall lower than baseline, reducing chronic stress load. Insulin sensitivity improves, allowing glucose to enter muscles more efficiently rather than being stored as fat. Adiponectin, released from fat tissue, enhances mitochondrial oxidation. This orchestrated hormonal symphony amplifies lean mass, accelerates fat loss, and improves mood and cognition. Anaerobic exercise doesn't just sculpt the body, it recalibrates the entire endocrine axis toward vitality. Visceral fat, the deep organ surrounding fat, is not inert. It's metabolically active, releasing inflammatory cytokines like TNF-alpha and IL-1 beta that interfere with insulin signaling. But when you engage in high-intensity or resistance training, visceral fat becomes metabolically vulnerable. Here's why. Anaerobic activity preferentially recruits type 2 muscle fibers, which deplete glycogen stores rapidly. This depletion triggers GLUT4 transporters to pull glucose out of the bloodstream. In recovery, the body switches to fat oxidation, using visceral fat as a primary energy source. In contrast, long-duration cardio maintains cortisol elevation, sometimes preserving visceral fat. Thus, the sprint and lift, not the jog, is nature's original fat-melting mechanism. During anaerobic exertion, mitochondria operate in a fascinating hybrid state. Initially, energy is drawn from stored ATP and phosphocreatine, catalyzed by the enzyme creatine kinase. Within seconds, glycolysis kicks in, converting glucose to pyruvate, generating 2 ATP per molecule. When oxygen is limited, pyruvate becomes lactate, which is not waste, but fuel. Lactate re-enters the mitochondria via the Cori cycle, converted back into glucose in the liver, or oxidized directly for energy. This cycling teaches mitochondria to work under stress, increasing efficiency, density, and resilience. In short, anaerobic bursts create mitochondria that are tougher, faster, and more energy adaptable. These are the same mitochondria associated with longevity and metabolic flexibility, two hallmarks of youthful physiology. Weight training and HIIT are modern echoes of ancestral movement. Both stimulate short-duration, high-intensity energy systems, mimicking the physical stressors that shaped our genome. Weight training develops muscular density, improves bone strength, and releases IGF-1, crucial for cellular repair. HIIT, high-intensity interval training, alternates bursts of maximal effort with recovery, mimicking hunt-rest patterns. Studies show that just 10 to 20 minutes of HIIT can produce equal or superior cardiovascular and metabolic benefits compared to 60 minutes of steady-state cardio. The body adapts to what it perceives as survival, and brief, intense exertion is what it remembers best. Our genes haven't changed in 40,000 years, but our movement has. To live in alignment with human biology, we must move as we were designed to, lift heavy things, sprint occasionally, rest deeply, fuel with real food. When we honor our evolutionary blueprint, the results ripple through every cell. Stronger mitochondria, balanced hormones, sharper cognition, and a leaner, more vital body. So the next time you step into the gym or out onto the field, remember, you're not just exercising, you're awakening the ancient language of your DNA. If this resonated, subscribe, share, and help others rediscover the science of their own biology. Leave me a comment. What form of exercise do you mostly participate in, and how has this video helped change your perspective? For more information about our clinic, please go to drvictoriamunoz.com or see link in description below. We have helped thousands of people regain their health and vitality, and we can help you. Join us next time for another deep dive in the complex world of medical science. I am Dr. Victoria Muñoz. Until next time, take care.